Our top story, several Central Texas school districts received threatening emails this morning from a sender who claimed to be from a Russian terrorist organization and said there were bombs set up at several of the campuses. But local and federal law enforcement was alerted, and these threats were found not to be credible. 6 News' Mike Rogers joins us now live in studio. Mike, you read the text of these emails. What did it say?
Yeah, Chris, the email to Rogers ISD was from an individual who called himself Igor Ignatovic, from a Russian terrorist organization, claiming he and his partners had planted multiple explosives in multiple Texian schools, as he called them in the spelling, saying that he hoped it was a good lesson for, quote, all of the Ukrainian support. At least 10 Central Texas school districts received different forms of a threatening email Friday from a sender claiming to be from a Russian terrorist organization this morning.
Your credibility factor is always your initial concern.
Rogers ISD Superintendent Joe Craig was one of 10 school districts, 7 in the north central Texas area alone, that received an email from a supposed Russian terrorist organization, threatening the districts with claims of explosives located on campuses that would detonate at 1 p.m. for the U.S. support of Ukraine in their ongoing war with Russia.
A lot of grammatical errors and spelling errors and things like that. And so not that, that couldn't happen. There were some emails that we know came from last year.
Craig says his district contacted the FBI, and both Troy and Rogers ISD contacted local law enforcement about the threats.
It was from an email identified as Edward Jones. But yet the individual in the body of the email called himself Igor.
Troy Superintendent Neil Jeter says their email came in around 7:43 a.m. The sender claimed there were bombs set up at several Troy ISD schools.
Staff was on site, and many students were starting to arrive. But our first course of action was to contact our local law enforcement.
With the support of the Troy Police Department, all deliveries to the campus were canceled for the day, and Craig says Rogers ISD students and staff were on high alert, but the day went on as normal.
It is despicable that someone would take this action with the intent to disrupt the learning atmosphere of dozens of perhaps hundreds of schools. My warning to them is you will likely be found out, and law enforcement will not take that lightly.
Strong words from both those superintendents there, Chris. Now, Salado ISD confirmed no specific schools or districts were directly named in the email, and an investigation into the origins of the email is ongoing by state and local law enforcement, Chris.
Yeah, but the big question remains why? I mean, why waste your time on that? Good on them to figure it out quickly this morning to prevent any other interruptions. Thank you, Mike.